Now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Susan, thanks very much. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call on the Bordas and Bordas hotline, which is 412-575-2600. Bob Pompiani, flanked tonight by Ron Cook, columnist of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette and host of the Cook and Pony Show on 93.7 The Fan. And we have a lot to get into. Tomorrow's the big parade. The Penguins make it back-to-back, and they did it dealing with some of the biggest adversity that you can probably deal with as a hockey club, and yet they prevail, even though it was a difficult course to maneuver against the team with the fourth most points in Columbus, the team with the first most points in Washington, and then an upstart Ottawa team that took them to 7 games, and a very good Nashville team. And the Penguins have done it now. That's 5 championships. Only Pittsburgh and Edmonton outside of the original 6 with at least 5 championships. Ron, it was quite a ride. That's 2 in a row now, and already Vegas is out with the odds saying that next year they're going to be the lead dog, trying to make it 3 in a row. That's really looking down the road.
Yeah, let's enjoy this one first. It doesn't happen every year. I was talking to Tom McMillan, who works for the Penguins now. He was the beat guy when back in the day in the early 90s. When he covered the Penguins and I was there, and we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota, their first cup. And at the end of the night, after the first cup, they won game, 6 to wrap it up, 8-0. Badger Bob, Tom and I, and Kevin Stevens are in this hallway. And I remember Badger Bob saying, "Boys, enjoy this. It doesn't happen every year." Well, we've been blessed these last 2 years. It does seem like it happens every year. But what a run. What a great to overcome the adversity, the Letang injury. I figured it out the other day, Bob. 12 guys missed 48 games this year in the playoffs. That does not include Letang. It does include Matt Murray. He didn't dress until Game 7 of the Washington series. Your starting goaltender. They overcame it. Thank you, Marc-Andre Fleury. What a run.
Yeah, and you can argue those first 2 series were the difficult series to get by, and you did it without your.
The last 2 were pretty hard, too.
Well, but I'm talking about Columbus and Washington. Right. Most people perceive that as a difficult road to go, but it's a testament.
I still can't believe they beat Washington. I don't think they're a better team than Washington.
I do.
I talk to people in the organization who tell me they can't believe they beat Washington, and they did. Hats off to them.
I believe in their depth. I believe in what they've been able to do, and the fact that Mike Sullivan seems to push all the right buttons.
The way he does that.
Now, he's not even up for Coach of the Year, and I realize why. I understand all that.
Well, that's done before. That's done before the playoffs.
But even so, given Letang was out for a large percentage of the regular season.
They finished second in the league.
There's a lot to like about Mike Sullivan's coaching, and just because you win doesn't mean you're going to win the Jack Adams Award. Although, you tell me who did a better job coaching this year when you look at the entire ball of wax.
Nobody's better out there right now.
No. All right, the Pirates tonight in action, and they won again. That's 4 in a row now, and they beat the best team in the National League last night and tonight. And tonight it was Garrett Cole, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. Ron, if you look back and combine Cole with Tyone last night and Nova the night before, that's 18 innings in a row, only 1 run allowed by the starters. And the Pirates win tonight by the final of 5-2. Lots of home runs. McCutchen at 2. John Jaso off the bench. But Cole did a great job in the top of the 7th to get out of a jam, and then Jaso hit from in the bottom, so he gets the win, and he deserved it today.
Well, he did, and they needed it from him because he's been lousy for the last, 4 or 5 starts. Really good start to the season. He looked like the Garrett Cole of old, and then these last couple he's been awful. Not bad, awful, and tonight looked like the Garrett Cole of old, and how much better will they be if he can continue to do that? A real strong performance. And how about McCutchen, man? He's raking it now. Into the 250s. It just was the other day. It seemed like he was hitting 200. I believe he's hitting like 400 in the month of June. So congratulations to him for turning it around. We'll see how much longer he's going to be here. I'm enjoying watching this, though, while he's here.
Yeah, trade value going up. And right now, we're asking you to give us a call. We have a lot of them on the line, but lines are open at 412-575-2600. We'll take those calls next when we continue live right here on the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call.